recommend ban the phone. Don't allow telephones or tablet or any gadgets on the dinner table or meal time. For them not to have that. So there's two places that I don't allow the phone. One is the eating time, and one is devotion. Devotion, they bring their Bible. I use the Bible on my phone. But for the rest of them, they physically bring their Bible. Um, I don't want them to use their phone, but I use the phone. So telephones, it's not allowed during a devotion and also during dinner. So those are some of the little things that we can start doing at home. It will not happen overnight. We will go step by step and see how we can improve on the little things that we can change, the little things that we can recommend, and also get the contribution from your family. Don't just continue to think that this works and you dish it out for them to work. Try and have their feedback as well. How would they want to do that? What works for them? What doesn't work for them? Try and hear them out. Levo na ngona kita sando tunga. Nakanganda tuko na meado, nakanganda da kaya ni medaka. Levo na ngona ndangule tavo ira na luventa ersa tumbu. Ersa la darbo rangonela na ibalabala ni nonda bula bira ni rese kalalai keda da kabatunga bira yar sato situ kana bakini bula. Ersa adwana non teenage years. Ersa bala kami nyamba ki rusu bikandua. Ene toto ni vosa ke ne balabala nda do da kabira ni rese ngone keda se da kabatunga bira. E baka da sanga ni visotaka na ibalabala ni nonda vive kandi ke na nonda vivo saki. Na nonda sa da acknowledge taka o questa da rubo. O questa ngoneleo ke mbala sana tiko talanga na ka ko evi na kan sana sanga ni da ka tingo ko na ka nda tukuna merda da ka o irtalanga bala te ningona and the sanga ni rongodi rekina. When you choose not to listen or not to hear them, they will leave the house, they will go because they're looking for something to meet their desire. They're looking for answers, and most of the time when they do that, and it can be the last time you see them, because if they get involved with the wrong people, wrong time, wrong place, then their direction is gone.
Yeah. And, because they are growing up,
Yeah.
they have a mind of their own, they have the feelings of their own, they have the colors of their own. Everything depends on them. So if we continue to snub them and not treating them as a matured person, then we can start to lose them slowly, because they are accepted and being someone when they go to their friends,
Yeah.
to their peers.
Yeah.
They become recognized.
Yeah.
They are somebody. But while they are at home, they are just like small children or babies, because we overrule them. So it's a matter of parenting. Ito to ni Bosa may sa atin dui sulibira ng alala spaces for them to make a decision, and you'll see that they can be very smart, they can be very discerning, and they can even do better because they are watching us. When we are teaching them, remember they are watching us. And when they do things, they can be better than us. But for us, we continue to look at them, that this small Johnny is always a small Johnny. And we don't realize that this small Johnny has become a man Johnny, a smart Johnny, a Johnny full of wisdom. So it's when we conversation, doon ka Vikeroma, doon ka kitundo da kamananga, dami tunga lang sere, lang sere tunga vital noa. Sometimes they will ask us, our workplace and those days. So they are connected to us. They want to see the nitty-gritty of our day-to-day life. Before we met, before our family started, and all this conversation, like they treasure, they treasure it so much, because we are giving them space. We are not perfect, and we are still learning like you. There are things that you are doing that is working, and congratulations. But because of what we are facing today, in the street, young people, and St. Giles, according to the stats, it's just full of young people, and even the prison. People used to waiting for their day of court hearing, the next one. People are released to go home. Why? Because even the centers that house those are waiting for their court hearing dates. It's getting full. So I believe the police, I believe the community, they are pointing back to the family, to the parenting. So what we are sharing today, it's a big challenge to us.
And
Yeah.
that is another issue that we can talk about, because like if you talk about parenting, or we talk about what is parenting and what is good parents, there is no, I think, no courses. It becomes a shared experience to make or create that parenting to be parenting. And most of the parents, like as we share today, we can be sharing something that has worked. It's not like perfect for us just to dish it out and then it worked perfectly. No, there are a lot of trial and errors. You do some things, it doesn't work, and then you change the way you do things. And this ongoing issue, I mean, we face it at home, and the thing that we try to better our house to be a home. And also, sometimes we cannot give what we don't have. You cannot be good parents because you don't have the ability of knowing what is being a good parent. And because some of us maybe grew up from a broken home, or you were not raised by your parents to be receiving those teaching for you to bring with you and be able to impart or recreate it in your house. So there's a lot of things that has made our place or made our house to be what it is today. So with all that happening, we would like us to rethink or review the way that we do things, in the sense that, sometimes how can we tell our children to do these things because we don't even do it ourselves? Or how can we say, okay, we sit down and we have a talk. You stop going out for this 2 days. Let's have a quality family time. And, you cannot continue to do that because you are hardly at home as well, with good reasons, for work, for community involvement, and maybe church activities. There are a lot of things. So it's very easy for us to come and say, okay, be good parents. Very easy for anyone to stand on the pulpit and preach, stay home, be good parents. We continue to say good parents and good parenting, but we don't take a step back to relook at these parents. What are the training, the exposures? What are the things that they have that we can help them to be good parents? Because they can only give what they have. They can only impart into their family what they already believe that it works, or they have it with them and they believe that it's going to turn around their family. And because we have a lot of broken marriages, we have a lot of children out of wedlock, we have a lot of children that are forgotten out there in the street. And just say, like, if somebody have been in the street for a long time, and that person built up his or her life and managed to have a family. When he has his family, what are the things that he has in life or have lived through for him to be able to impart in his family to make that family work? So because you cannot give what you don't have. And go back to what we are talking about today. And that is why, like, for sharing like this, or when you people have or the church that you go to, or even the friends that you have, or even in the workplace that you're in, when you talk about your families, try and share notes or listen to things that have worked for some that you can take with you to try and implement it in your family. For the church that we belong to, as and when I'm given the opportunity to stand and say we have our leaders training on Mondays, and we have sessions as we have for the women. Sometimes we have it for the youth, and at times he does it for the men, or we have family conferences. When given those opportunities, we try as much to impart, to tell them, this has worked, it can work for you. So they have the ability to listen, to hear other things that they never knew because they've never gone through or they've never lived through, that they can hear from the church and they take it back to their home and try it out. If it works, then they continue. If it doesn't work, well, they'll have to look for something that works. So we are not here to say that this is, a perfect,
Perfect one.
perfect solution. No, it is not. We are trying to share notes. If it works for you, share it as much. This has worked for our family. We are sharing it with you. So let us create this little haven at home that our children will think twice to go and hang out. Or they will say, no, I just want to be home. No, I don't want to go out. I struggle, growing up with my family, for my children. If I have to take them out, when they were small, and I said, okay, we are going out. Okay, we're going to the market. Oh, we are going to watch, rugby. We're going to watch Daddy playing rugby. And they'll run around, get dressed, follow you out of the house. And then as they grow over the years, and they have a mind of their own, and they have a decision to make, even in primary school, and when you're calling out, and then they're giving you that look, like they're not rushing around like they used to do before, they're giving you that look, okay, and then I said, yeah, what happened? I don't feel like going. Can I just stay home? I just want to stay home. And they stay home. So I allow them to stay home. Even to the extent when they reach high school, and if we have to travel, or if I'm going on a duty travel, and I said, okay, we can all go together. Or we are going for a holiday. And you'll hear questions like from one or two asking, do we really need to go? Can I just stay? And so I just allow them to stay. If somebody's an adult, they can stay, or two of them refuse to go, and I just give them that room. So I didn't realize that in the sense of creating this house to be a home, that home was just too comfortable for them to live up until today. The same thing that I went through with my children, I'm experiencing the same with my grandchildren. So if we have to go out and they will ask, okay, can we go out for breakfast, or we go out for dinner, or we go out for lunch? Can we just buy and bring it home? Can we just have it at home? So it's a struggle to take them out of the house. And that is why we are sharing, or I'm sharing with us today, we can do little things in the house to make it a home, and a home that we'll always remember, and a home that make them matter. Say, like for our household, the youngest is 4-year-old. She's 4. And when we have this Tuesday night, that we call it a family night, the excitement. Straight after that family night, she's asking around, when is the next family night? And if it's on Tuesday, and that day, from the morning, she's talking about, hey guys, tonight is family night. And in the evening, if we are late to start, she's going around, because we have a reception bell, like a desk bell. And she usually presses that bell for devotion every night. And she's going around, hey, it's family night. Guys, it's family night. She's so looking forward to it, because even as a 4-year-old, she's not being looked at as a 4-year-old. She's part of everything that we do. If we have to guess the voice, if we have to talk about our 5 years plan, if we have to talk about the things that they like, the favorite colors and everything, she's part of everything that we do. She becomes an adult in the sense that she's participating or being engaged, or her life matter in the family. Because most of the time we look at them, they're so young, and we lack the ability to understand that they also have feelings, and they can join you to make decision and to be part of all those things that are happening around the house. So it's just engaging them and making them a part of what we are doing. We mean well, and when we do a lot of work, we are away from home because we are doing things to bring funds in, or bring money in, to validate or finance that good living, a good home, vehicles, food on the table, the life that we can provide for them. You have very good reason in doing what you're doing to be able to provide that for your family. But most of the times, that is not enough, in the sense that you think that it's going to make them happy, but it doesn't, connect them emotionally, or give them, like what I said, for them to be a valuable member of the family, to be considered, to be heard.
Because material things is not everything.
Yeah.
And when they are loved, they will feel that. Yeah? even though they are not doing, maybe they are not well compared to other students in their class in school. It's not really that. It's it's a matter of being heard, loved, and most of these things are unseen, and they can sense that they are loved at home, they are met us at home, and if we really connected to them, and that's why talking. One thing about talking, our words are spirit. When we talk, we are connected. See, the more that we talk,
The conversation
Yeah.
that involve,
we are connected while talking. Whether good talk or bad talk, but that's what connect us, communication. I remember a few years ago we talked about communication. So when they are involved in the communication, you are putting them in the group. It's just like a Viber group. They see and they hear what's going on. Maybe they don't really contribute, but they are part and parcel of the conversation. So it's really nice to involve them during dinner, because breakfast now, we are in a busy world. Sometimes it's not practical for us to have breakfast together. But dinner, we can say at least two week. No? But 3 is even better.
2 days.
Yeah, 2 days in a week to have dinner together. Everybody leave what you do and select the dinner.
Sit down, look at each other's face, and talk and laugh. And I would say that dinner time is the best time. Because you can talk about anything and everything, and anybody who brings in, a topic, you can have a good laugh. Just like last night. Last night we were actually having a dinner to celebrate our son-in-law's birthday, Taito Wanga Vakatonga, whose birthday was yesterday on the 28th. And so that's what we do. When somebody's birthday, we try and sit down and have their dinner. So, and I thank Tiare because she started this on the previous birthdays that we've started. Before we used to come and have dinner, and then you have the normal, the blowing of candles, the singing of happy birthday, and, give speech, say, no matter how short it is, but say something to the birthday person. But she started something new that I really loved the last time as we had it. So we had it again last night, and I think it's a good custom to have that. What she did was, to tell us around the table. It was Joshua's birthday, and during that dinner, after the cake, the blowing of the candles, and then she said, "Okay, we'll go around the table, say something that strikes you about Joshua, or your, how it impacts your life, or the first time you come to know about Joshua, and say anything that has him, as part of your life." When she did that night, it really, for me, I really appreciated it because I know Joshua is my grandson, but I never really, I wouldn't have talked about the things that I spoke about that night. Because when it was going around the table, the little, things that has impacted their life, or when they come to know Joshua, and it's hilarious. Like you can have a good laugh, and after that you get teary because those some of the experiences that they share, and it was a good moment just to hear other people and how that impacted their lives. You have the simplicity, like Taito mentioned. I remember picking Joshua and dropping Joshua to school when he was in class 2, class 3, when he was in his primary school. And sometimes when we get home, he acted like he's sleeping to be carried up. And right upstairs when he gets off, and then he will smile because he wasn't sleeping. And no, we had a good laugh. And then you have one that says, from the just standing and watching, appreciating the discipline. And as it was going around, when it came to my turn, and then I look at my grandson who have turned 20, and I remember the days when he was young, and our family have split in the sense that some of them are in Suva, and a few of us are still in Nandi, working and schooling. And I look at him, and I remember the days when he used to hold hands on top of the bed to pray every night of our lives. And after we pray, this is the thing that we always do. Maybe it's not a good thing, but after we pray, we have this tablet. So he will choose a movie. It can be a cartoon, it can be anything. Then we'll have our pillows on my bed and we'll be watching cartoon or watching this movie until we just go off to sleep. And whoever sleep last off it. Or if not, wake up in the morning, the movie is still going. And that was, how I remembered those moments with him when we used to hold hands and pray. And he will remember, talk about pray for his mom and dad who are not together. And all those things. And to think that I'm sitting there and he's turned 20. So last night we did that as well. I remember what she had done. And we had that round of everybody speaking of experiences, sharing their moments of the birthday person. So it was a good time, just, hearing that, hearing the mission work, hearing the involvement in the church and what that person was to what they have become. It didn't happen overnight. It was a process for them to go through.
When you sit and hear, that's why the good thing about conversing,
Yeah.
Because what you sing, somebody else sing the different side.
Yeah.
Yeah? Like for last night for Taito, what I perceive about Tai came into the ministry as a mission, and the time that he grew up. Somebody talk about Tai
different,
on
yeah.
a different, so that's what conversation brings. So you have a broader view of the little things that you are looking from a very narrow point of view.
Yeah, it is a nice feeling too when you're sitting there and you're hearing those things spoken about you. You know? Like for me, just by sitting, I've sat in Joshua's and I sat in last night for Thai. It gives you that sense, man, I'm valued. Like you are valuable, you matter to the family. And what was really humbling, we have our youngest grandchildren, and they live right next to each other on their flats. So Sunny is going to be 11 this year, or 12 this year, yeah. And when everybody else is finished, so we look at him and say, Sonny, you want to say something? And he hesitated a bit. And when he shared last night, right towards the end, he was cracking down, like he was teary. And because most of the time, if their dad comes to the front and asks, did they come here? Sonny and Kayla came here. And I said, no. They were here a few minutes ago, but they're not here. And most of the time, if everybody's looking for them, they will be in the room. It's either with Tai or with their Auntie Kula. They're always there. So last night, to hear him, he says, I remember Uncle Tai, and I thank Uncle Tai for being a good uncle and being a good friend, because most of the time when I come to the room, and this is what he says, when I come to the room, Uncle Tai always look with a happy face. He always look with a happy face and smiling. And he doesn't, he could have chased me out of the room, but he looks at me with a happy face and call me, and we watch movies, and we do other things in the room, and he doesn't chase me out. And that's when he, cracked down, and he was, teary last night when he says that he could have chased me out, but he didn't. He always have a happy face and call me in and look after me and my sister when we crash into their room. And that was so cute when you hear it last night, that even to the very youngest in the family, that life matters, And say for Tai on the other side, when he hears all this, things that he never knew, the value that he brings to the family, he can hear it,
And that's the beauty about telling somebody, there are things that they are special with.
Yeah.
But for us, we wait until they are die, and then we
Yes.
stand up in the theology.
Exactly.
And we are saying a good thing about this person.
And can hear.
Yeah, and if only that person hear those good things that they have, I believe they will improve on that.
Yes.
Like when we look at a person while he's still alive, we pick the negative parts or the bad parts. But when that person in a
God.
coffin, and
But
we
you
here.
remember all the good things.
We'll remember all the good things. So we need to change that.
Yeah.
We need to know that it's
Start
good.
telling them while they're still alive.
Yeah, because we can improve.
Yes, you need to start telling me what you like
so
about me while
so
I
that's
can
why
hear.
every morning I said, "Oh, you're beautiful. Thank you for today. Thank you for
Oh,
preparing the
so
breakfast,
cute.
the roti, especially the noodles with eggs."
Egg and the corned beef fried together with noodles. Well, those are the
Yeah.
things, those are the things that we should start practicing at home. Little things. Don't overdo it because they will laugh at you and say, what are you trying to do? Like say the most simplest things. Like that's what I teach the grandchildren at home. When you finish eating, like everyone at home that finish eating, they'll say, thank you for the food. Can I leave the table, please? That's normal for every human being that has any meal to eat in the house, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or whether you're popping in to pick something, but you're munching something on the table. And that is a custom that we have created.
I love-
and not only that,
Can
like
I
you look at,
interfere? I love the way that you taught the leaders 3 or 4 Monday ago. You're talking about like a small mannerism,
Yeah.
the please, the thank you, may I.
Yeah.
No, all these things, like it's not taught now.
yeah, those are the things that we believe, like most of us, we believe it's supposed to be taught by the teachers when we send our children to school. And there are certain things, like I believe, like what that write-up was about, that teachers, they are just there to teach the subjects. They're not there to teach the character
Manners,
or teach the manners to our children. They are teaching the subject that they went and studied and qualified for to come and teach.
Because they
They're
have a
there to
textbook
teach
for
maths,
that.
biology, English, social studies. They are there to teach those subjects because they went and studied, they came back, graduated, and have the ability to teach numbers of children to understand what they have taken the time to go and study. And most of the time, for us parents, we think or we believe that when they go to school, these teachers are supposed to be teaching them manners as well. They're supposed to be looking after your children. Or if something doesn't work, then, they become the victims to be blamed.
That's right.
And that is one thing that he made a mention today. I saw that write-up and I thought of taking it to our leaders training. Like for the church that we belong in, we have every month this leaders training. So wherever they are, the churches around the world, they tune in to that program. If it's a time difference, they get to watch it later on the ministry Facebook page. So I brought that, like now when you have actually brought it up again, that needs to be retaught, represented. It needs to be a continuity,
Because
not just once and then you expect them to
Because
know.
when you teach those kind of manners, you are teaching character and values.
Yeah.
And our children will become very humble and they will be easily to listen,
Yeah.
to obey. They become a good person as character
Yeah.
because maths can teach character.
Yeah.
English cannot teach character. It's passing on information
Yeah.
and tell them, please, may I leave the table, please.
Yeah.
No, all these things you build up a character in a person, wherever they go,
They'll take it
and
to
whatever organization that choose them to become their employee, these people they become a fighter because the values that they have. Maybe they lack the knowledge, but they will learn. They have the endurance to go from level to level to level because of the teaching. I believe most of our parents, we talk about our parents in those years.
They have the time to teach.
Yeah, they have the time
Yeah.
to teach us. And they also have the right teaching to us. And that's why we become who we are today
Yeah.
because of the teaching back at home.
I believe that, and that is what's lacking. When we take a few steps back, like for our parents, there was no distraction. There was lesser, community things that they usually do. They have all the time to stay home, and if one is working, they still have the time, and they make the time. Say now when you mention it for our parents, now to the parents of today, like us, we are grandparents. That time that we used to have before is no longer here because there are a lot of other engagements in church activities, community level, living, whatever is happening in the village, or na esana, na songo. Elibna ka sa mai, sabakay kanya may nangona, that we usually have with our families.
It's more on a social issue, because the church was there before,
Before.
and they have committed to their church,
Yeah.
and yet they have time to the children.
Yeah.
Kuna social activities ko durmai, and that's what is eating into family time. O baka sama-tama nito ta quando vuli ser polo tu. E chuga rona singa le vuli ser kina. We panlo tu. But at dinner time, he'll be there. He'll be sitting on the top and talking to us while we are eating, and he'll be talking to us. Kuna social gathering ko sala ko ni kuha, and that's which we hardly we can do anything about
Yeah,
it.
because
It's part
it's,
it's
part
part
and
of the
parcel of-
world
yeah.
that we are living. Sometimes makaya mo tuwa ka nga what to
Which
do.
one to go to and which one you can just send the money.
Which one you
you
just
pop
call.
in and come back. Which one to stay right throughout the night
Yeah.
and come back in the morning.
Obligations.
Yeah, so those things will be just your management on how you manage it. Like what you mentioned, the social illness, all these social things that we do outside our home, they're not just, I see, not only that, but the church as well. I mean, we belong to a church. And most of the time, the church forgets that these people have other lives to live. And they have families to look after. There are other engagements that they would like to be part of, like that, social. So if the church come in, because most churches, they have their programs still going for the whole week. It's like all taken up. But the same family have got other engagement or commitment to their core or their family, other things. So we cannot blame the fact that it's only the songos and the socials. No, the church is part of the problem as well. Because we continue to allocate things to be done in a day of that week, not fully understanding that the same family or the same humans or the same being has got other they have other lives apart from the church. They have their work lives, they have their family lives, they have their village lives, they have their Vanua life. There are other things that they do in life. And if we continue to press down and say, this must be done, this must be done, and to us from the church, because we belong to a church, if they are not part of it, we'll say, okay, that's not very good commitment. They're not committed to the things of the church or the things of God. So it's very easy to make judgment. On the other hand, not fully understanding that the same people you're looking at have got other commitments in life. So it's good for us to take a step back and understand the people that you're leading. Understand the people that you are having as part either of your church or of the company or of the community that you belong to. Say for us here, in the company that we work with, if somebody comes online and says on the Viber, I'm coming in late, I'm taking my, my children to the hospital, or my wife is not well, can I work from home? And